What's up, everybody? Big Cobb Diesel coming at you, and I wanted to make a quick video to reinforce some security measures, some personal security measures that I want you all to take. Those of you that have been to my training have already heard this before, so it'll be kind of a rehashing for you. Those of you that haven't had my training, you'll be hearing this for the first time from me. But there's other people out on the internet saying the same thing, so I'm not reinventing the wheel by any stretch of the imagination. But just wanted to talk about personal security, guys. So obviously, based on the events that have occurred this last weekend over in Israel, there's a lot of moving parts going on right now. And this thing is bigger than Israel, believe it or not. It's bigger than Lebanon. There's a lot of moving parts, and there is a huge security issue that has come up out of this, and the potential for a wider conflict and for more trouble has also come out of this. So what I want to talk about is the fact that we all know what happened, what is happening in Israel, and could that happen here? Absolutely. You know, I can't see it happening the way that it happened there, but I can see it happening. The potential for that is definitely there. Doesn't mean it will happen, but the potential is there. Well, how is the potential there? Well, for 3 years now, our southern border has been wide open, and Customs Border Patrol have been screaming from the rooftops to anybody that'll listen that our border is not secure, that they do not know who is in our country, and that's a problem. That's a huge problem. If I am a terrorist and I want to strike at the great Satan, that's us, for those of you that don't know, the terrorists refer to the West, specifically the United States, as the great Satan. If you want to strike at the heart of your enemy, you do so from within the borders, which was a lot harder before, a lot harder. You had to get a visa. You had to have a reason to come into the United States. You were vetted. And even that system wasn't foolproof, right? Just look at the 19 hijackers that got here from overseas, the 9/11 hijackers. They were supposedly vetted. They went through the visa system. They had passed through security to get into our country. So that system wasn't ironclad to begin with. So now we have no system. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if I'm a terrorist organization and I want to target the United States, I just send people to the southern border. Now, guys, don't take my word for this, but do your own research. Go on CBP's website, and there's a bunch of other sites out there that will show you the numbers of the people that they've caught. This is just the people that they've caught. Because for every person they caught, there's a couple of people they didn't catch. They call them gotaways. So if they caught 1,000 terrorists at the border, how many terrorists made it in? Again, guys, this is not rocket science. And it's, this may scare some people. This may rattle some people. That's not my intent. But sometimes you need to see things the way they are. One of the things that's happened in our country in the last 20 to 30 years is everything's politically correct. So if you're younger than 30 years old, you don't know what I'm talking about. You grew up in this. But those of you that have been around as long as I have and longer, you know what I'm talking about. You don't want to hurt people's feelings, and you don't want to say the truth, even though the truth needs to be told, because we're not supposed to hurt people's feelings and we're not supposed to make people feel bad. Well, sometimes the only way to know that you messed up is by rubbing your face in it, right? And that's what's going to happen here. There's all kinds of chatter out there about sleeper cells being in the country. Is that true? Is it not true? I don't know. I don't have any special connections. I don't know any SEALs. I don't know any CIA people. All I know is what's going out there on the internet. Is everything on the internet true? Absolutely not. Should you take it with a grain of salt? Absolutely. But I feel that given the current world situation, we can't afford to not pay attention to what's going on. So the way I operate is I'm prepared, I'm ready. I hope I never have to deal with anything, but I will if I have to. Now, let's talk about that personal security. Make sure if you have a license to carry a concealed firearm that you do so. Carry that firearm everywhere that you are legally able to. If you can't carry a firearm, if you have to go into a non-permissive environment, such as a courthouse, a school, sports arena, whatever, take a pen. Take a steel, not steel, this is probably stainless steel, but a metal pen, right, that you could use as a weapon to buy yourself some time if you have to defend yourself. Good thing about this is you can take an ink pen just about anywhere. It can buy you those crucial seconds if you jab in the eyes, if you jab in the face, if you jab in the throat to get away. The bad part about it is you got to get up close and personal for this to be of any use. But have a pen. In Michigan, you can carry a folding knife, or it doesn't even have to be folding. You can carry a knife with a blade of 3 inches or less. But by law, you can't carry it for self-defense. But I carry one for opening boxes, and if that's all I have available at the time to defend myself or loved ones, then so be it. The other thing is, when you leave your house, if you are carrying that firearm, and I would say just in general purposes now, that that you need to be in condition yellow. For those of you that don't know what condition yellow is, I'm referring to the color codes of awareness that was created by Colonel Jeff Cooper from the Marine Corps. He's also kind of an icon in the 2A community, and this is what we preach, what we teach in our concealed carry classes. Is you should be in condition yellow, meaning you're aware of your surroundings. Condition white is you're unaware of your surroundings, you have no idea what's going on around you, and this is the condition that most criminals, and I would say terrorists, because terrorists are like the ultimate criminal, this is the condition that they're looking for. So anytime you have a firearm on you and anytime you step out of your house, you need to be in condition yellow. You need to have your head on a swivel. You need to be aware of what's going on around you. You don't need to be overly paranoid, but you need to know what's going on around you. You need to have that imaginary 6-foot bubble around you, and you need to know who's in your bubble, and you need to make eye contact with everybody in your bubble so that they know that you see them. Now, the other thing is, make sure that you always know your exits anywhere you go. Obviously, if you go to a restaurant, there's always, obviously, the door you came in, and there's always an exit in the kitchen, right? So just look for that floppy door that the waitresses are going in and out of. Chances are that's the door to the kitchen, so that if you have to get out, you can get out. And that goes for any building you go into. If you're going into a strange building you've never been in before, look for the fire escape placard. They usually have fire escape placards on all the hallways on every floor of a building. Just like at the hotel, on the back of the hotel door, there's that placard that says you are here, and it'll have a red line showing how to get to the nearest stairwell or nearest exit. So same thing, when you get to a new building you've never been to before, make sure one of the first things you do is you locate that placard, take a picture of it with your phone if you have to, and that way you have a quick reference on how to get out of the building. Avoid major metropolitan areas if at all possible. Obviously, if you have to go into a city to work, you have to go to work. But if you don't have to, then don't, especially this Friday. Today is Wednesday the 11th. This Friday the 13th, the leader of Hamas has called for a worldwide jihad. I don't know what that means. I don't know, if they have in their mind what they're going to do, but it's never anything good. So especially Friday, if you don't have to be in any areas, any major metropolitan areas, crowds, concerts, other kinds of things like that, it might be something that you might want to think about avoiding. Now, I know some of you are going to say, I'm an American, I should be able to go where. You're right, 100% right. You should be able to. The question is it wise to? Okay? So be thinking about that stuff. The other thing is, going back to firearms, some of you went and got your CPL, you went and got your certificate from me or another trainer, you went down to the county clerk, you filed your paperwork, and in a couple weeks you got your concealed pistol license in your wallet, and you've been carrying that firearm. And some of you haven't touched that firearm. You either went home, put that thing in your drawer and haven't touched it, or you're carrying that firearm and you haven't shot one round out of it since your CPL class. The firearm is a tool, guys. It is a tool, but it's only as good as the user. You have to attain and then maintain proficiency. I teach CPL classes. CPL class is basically a safety class, nothing more. You have to train with your firearm. You have to go to the range. You have to train. Anybody can take a firearm and pull the trigger and make it go bang. Kids unfortunately do it all the time. How many times have you heard on the news that a kid shot their sibling accidentally with a firearm? Anybody can pick up a firearm and pull the trigger. The question is, are those bullets going to go where you want them to go? I hope that you never have to defend yourself with your firearm, but if you do, you want all the bullets to go into the bad guy. Nobody's going to care that you didn't mean to shoot the woman running down the street just over the shoulder of the bad guy you were trying to hit. It's your responsibility to maintain that training. So if you haven't been to the range in a while, get your significant other, get you 100 rounds of ammo, go to your nearest range and practice, okay? Practice your marksmanship. You want those rounds to go where you need them to go. Above and beyond that, you need to also practice point shooting. You need to practice getting off the X. Now, I could sit here and do a shameless plug for my classes. I offer all that. If that is something you're interested in, go to my website, get the information. Or if you don't want to go to me, go to somebody. But you need to be trained, guys. The chances of something happening probably aren't that high, something connected with what's going on overseas, but the chance is still there. We all know that people are acting very irrational these days. I don't know if it's something in the food. I don't know if everybody's on drugs. I don't know if it's too much TikTok, but people are being irrational. So it's very, very important that you protect yourself and your family at all times. All right, guys, the other thing is, make sure your home is secure. Make sure your cameras, if you have cameras, make sure they're pointed at the right things, the right angles, so that you can see preferably 360 degrees around your house. Make sure your front door is reinforced. Make sure you got a reinforced strike plate, and make sure you have 3-inch screws for the strike plate. Make sure that your windows all have the proper window stops and that the locks are working. And if it's not, if you can afford it, get some window film, clear window film, ballistic window film, and put on the inside of all the windows on the first floor of your house. It won't stop bullets, it won't prevent somebody from entering, but it will cause them to have to take time to enter if they so choose. And then also, if you are of some importance, if you're working in an industry or you are part of the government and there's a chance that you may be targeted, change up your route to work. Don't go the same route to work every day. If you're somebody that likes to run for exercise, you're running around your neighborhood, that's fine, but just change up the route so that if somebody is following you, they can't predict what you're going to do. They can't predict your schedule. I hope these tidbits of information help, guys. Please let me know if there's something I missed or something that you think I should know about in the comments below. And please like and share this video. Share this video with somebody that you feel might benefit from it. Until next time, guys, carry your firearm everywhere that you're legally allowed to do so. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay safe.